friends. Peter just did his unboxing video. I just got back from dinner with my family who's visiting from California. So I'm just seeing this for the first time now. So I'm having Nick watch it with me. He doesn't want to be on camera, but here, come on. Shinzo wants to be on camera all the time, right? Right, Shinzo? Right, Shinzo? We're going to watch the unboxing video. Remember that art project you worked on? Do you remember it at Ibina's house? Do you remember that one? Yeah?
Hello.
Okay, let's start.
How are you guys doing today? Okay, so this is like my third time trying to film this video, and I'm just going to have to film it and say what I have to say. I start getting real emotional, which is okay. We know Peter gets emotional in videos. And yeah, so I'm just going to have to say what I have to say and get through this, okay? So, this is my unboxing of Kohei and the Vloggerinos project of the 1,000 Cranes. Okay, I have the box right here. I have it all unboxed. It's sitting over there. I'm going to show it to you guys in a second. But I really wanted to talk to you first, and there's also some things that Kohei sent me, this journal and this book, that I wanted to talk about. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, after the accident happened a year ago, Kohei, who is part of the Vloggerinos group that watches my vlog on a regular basis and whatnot, he started this project called the 1,000 Cranes. And the project is based on the book, which I'm going to mispronounce this horribly, Sudoku and the 1,000 Paper Cranes by Eleanor Carr, which I've read years ago. And so if you don't know the story of the 1,000 Cranes, I want to read this to you really quick, because there's not really a good synopsis on the back of the book, so I looked it up. Hold on a second. After being diagnosed with leukemia from radiation caused by the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, Sudoku's friends told her to fold origami paper cranes in hopes of making 1,000 of them. She was inspired to do so by the Japanese legend that one who created 1,000 origami cranes would be granted a wish. Her wish was simply to live through her disease so she could fulfill her dream of being on the running team. In this retelling of her story, she managed to fold only 644 cranes before she became too weak to fold anymore, and died in her sleep on the morning of October 25th, 1955, knowing her family will always be there. Her friends and family helped finish her dream by folding the rest of the cranes, which were buried with Sudoku. Now, I have to tell you, Kohei has documented his entire journey of making this project for me on his YouTube channel, which I will link below, okay? And when you watch the videos, Kohei shares little stories and tells certain things and does a tutorial of how to fold the origami cranes, even, we'll get to that in just a second. So anyway, but one of the things that he shared in there that I was not aware of was that this is actually based on a true story, and that in the true story, she did actually complete the 1,000 Cranes, which I did not know. I was not aware of that. I actually think I saw a movie about this like years ago as well. So when I saw him start this project, I was like, oh, this is like really cool. Like, you know, this is, what it ended up being and where it started, like, I could never have imagined. And I have to tell you that, you know, I think like one of the greatest lessons I have learned in my life in the last few years, being on YouTube, whatnot, is that there is a lot of ugliness in the world. There's a lot of ugliness on social media. There is a lot of ugliness on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, you know, and we can come for people and we can be cutthroat, or we can join forces and become friends. And some of the greatest friends that I have ever made in my life, I have met online. And I feel that I have been shown just the absolute beauty and kindness in the last few years, with people sending me letters and sending me handmade things and sending me store-bought things and just thinking of me and my favorite coffee and, you know, making me a bookmark and on and on and on, you know, and it's just like out of the kindness of their hearts. And one of my favorite things is that people share stories with me of their life, and they write me handwritten letters or emails, and they'll say, hey, this is what's going on with me, and, you know, you've inspired this, or thank you for this, and whatever. And it's an interconnectivity, I think, of life that has really, like, helped me see, I don't know, maybe the beauty and the kindness of strangers. And that being said, I have to say, I have never had a gesture like this in my entire life. This is probably, and I've had a lot of them in my life. I feel very blessed to say that I've had a lot of really beautiful, kind, compassionate gestures. This is hands down the most beautiful gesture that anybody has ever done for me, and I am just absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. And it's sitting over there, like I said. I'm going to show it to you guys in just a second. Before I get into that, though, I want to share something with you, which I don't believe that I've ever shared in a vlog ever before. And it's something that I actually haven't shared with Koei. I wanted to share it on the video when I unbox this. And I'll probably get real emotional telling the story because when I talk about interconnectivity and meaning to things and, you know, I don't know, presence of spirit and whatnot, I've been thinking a lot about my mom lately, you know? And I don't really know why. I think it's because, like, this is the 15 years since she's passed away, and I was sitting on my front porch thinking about it, and I thought to myself, you know, 15 years is a long time for somebody to be gone, you know? It's like, but I don't know that guttural pain, you know, inside that doesn't sit with me every day, but I think it comes and goes sometimes, and I miss my mom. I miss her a lot, and small pieces of my mom's life had a huge effect on me. I don't think this is a story that I've ever shared in my vlog. I think I've shared bits and pieces of it, but I don't think I've ever shared this specific piece. And I wanted to share this on here because I think it's just so fitting and kind of bizarre in this whole story of the Thousand Cranes. So before I was born, well, when I was born in Chicago, and but at that time my parents lived in Evanston, Illinois, home of Northwestern University. My dad did his medical residency at Northwestern University. He's a retired surgeon. And at that time, my mom worked at Northwestern Library. And the area that she worked in was Asian literature. My mom had like 2 or 3 favorite books that she would have, like our bookshelves as I was growing up. She would have like Irish literature and Southern literature and Asian literature and whatnot. And 2 or 3 of her favorite books she always had, you know, like segmented in this area. And one of her favorite books was a book, and it was called Thousand Cranes by Yusunori Kawabata. And when I saw that Kohei was doing this project, like, I immediately thought of my mom. And this book has nothing to do with paper cranes. It actually is about tea. It's about 5 short stories. And I've read it, and it had absolutely no effect on me. My mom always wanted me to read this book, so I read it like when I was in high school. Had no effect on me whatsoever. But it's about this tea that this guy attends, and at this tea, he sees this vase, and on the vase, there are these cranes, and that's why the story is called Thousand Cranes. But I thought of my mom, like, immediately with this whole project, and I thought about, like, her spirit, and just, you know, watching over me, and that I am so blessed that I have all of these kind people out there thinking about me, you know, and what did I do to deserve that? I don't know, you know, but really all I can say is thank you. I really appreciate it, and Koei said in one of his videos that I had said to him that, like, in like hard times in the last year, that I would watch his videos of him, and I have, like, you know, and there's other vloggerinos that make videos, and I watch their videos as well, and it's cool to see that, you know. So all right, let's get to this unboxing now that I have cried my eyes out, and I'm gonna probably still cry my eyes out a little bit more. So first of all, he sent me a copy of the book, which I'm so thankful for, so thank you for that. The next thing that Kohei sent me was this absolutely beautiful journal. I'm going to show it to you guys, okay? It's like, first of all, I have to tell him what is so interesting about this, okay? And I don't know if I've shared this, but for years, I would buy, like, boyfriends, my mom, things like that, leather-bound journals, and then I would write things in them. And, like, with my mom, like, I feel like my mom is, like, kind of, like, weirdly part of all of this. I don't even really know why.
I was kind of visited by
my
some
mom is somebody that, like, she loves
cardinals as well
don't
during
get me
the
wrong, but, like, a handwritten,
project.
you know, poem or a painting or whatever meant so much more to her that she just would have been absolutely blown away by this. I mean, she would have been like, Peter, like, this is like incredible. Like, this is unbelievable, right? And Alex was the same way. Alex was like, do you even, like, these people are so kind, Peter. Like, I mean, we were just all blown away by this, right? But through the years, what I would do is I would get leather-bound journals, and then I would write on one page each, I would write a memory of something from our lives. And it was one of my mom's like favorite gifts I ever gave her was I just bought a journal from like Barnes and Noble, and then like I said, these are my memories of you, or this is our life, and on each page I wrote a memory. And I love leather-bound journals, and I love when people do something special with it. And Kohei did something very, very special with this. And so when you go in here and you open the book, it says 1,000 Cranes for Peter Monn by Kohei. And you turn the page and it says, and the Vloggerinos. And then he wrote me this sonnet, and he said that I could read it on video or just read it to myself, but I think I'm going to read it on the video. A sonnet to Peter. When you are hidden in your darkest days, tears keep flowing and it's hard to swallow. I hope to help you avert your gaze, to feel a little less hollow. If only for a moment may I keep you in a place where only sunshine and rainbows land, in a place where you forget all you've been through, your very own perfect Neverland. My gift to you, woven beams of my heart alight, 1,000 cranes perched colorfully, and a few extra for each day, that you struggle to see the sunlight, letting you know that it'll be okay. Love Kohei. I absolutely love that. And then he goes in there and his last video that he did, which I think there was like 43 videos in all on his playlist, which I'll link below, like I said. He put on here, how are you feeling today, Peter? And then the date, so I can go in there and I can start journaling. And then at the very end of the journal, hold on a second, he put a one crane for the man that died in the accident. And then he thanked, credited all the vloggerinos that helped. So I want to say a special thank you to Tessie, Trish, Katrina, Debbie, Megan, Nicole, Tracy, Kristen, Catherine, I think I'm mispronouncing her name, I'm sorry, Kelly, and Emily. And then he put the crane letters in there as well. And each of the cranes has like a letter on it. And, you know, I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about the last year. And updates and things like that. And I thought a lot about putting another video out. I think my first video back in May was when I talked a lot about stuff. But I said in that video, out of consideration for the other families involved, that I didn't really want to speak to that again. I didn't think it was fair to them, which I still hold to that. I don't really know, like, you know, I've done like medical updates and stuff like that on my blog, but I don't really know when is a fair or right time to start talking about all that. So I don't know. Down the road, at some point, I probably will. But it's something I've talked to my therapist about at length, and you know, being sensitive to everybody involved. So, but I really haven't. Like, I've gotten a lot of questions from people saying, like, you haven't said this, you haven't said that, and whatever. And that's the reason why, is out of sensitivity to everybody involved and the families involved. And
I didn't want to make the victim's family feel uncomfortable, or like I was encroaching on their private life.
So I just want to say thank you for this project, Kohei, and the Vloggerinos. It's been unbelievable to see this all go down. Now, I will tell you, we don't have a lot of places to hang stuff in our house.
I was worried about that.
So Alex and I are trying to come up with like the perfect place to put this. I will let you guys know as soon as we know where we're gonna put it. But for right now, I have it over on the chair. I'm gonna stop the camera and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna see if I can find a place to hang it so that I can show it like all lit up. And I will be back in just a second. Okay, I ran around the house trying to find the perfect place to hang this and show this, you guys, but Chloe had told me that it is 12 pounds. It literally feels like it's 30 pounds.
Sorry.
It is so beautifully manufactured. So I thought it would probably be best if I just showed it to you in the chair, but I want to turn off the lights, the ring light, because I want to show it to you with no lights on so you guys can see that he has put fiber optics, this entire thing. It is all hung on this wood,
That arrived in
which
one
is like
piece.
beautifully done. And then at the top of this, there's this cord to hang it on, okay? It is so heavy, you guys. I don't even really know. I'd like to push this back and show it to you guys, like, fully what it looks like. It is unbelievable. And he sent me the cord and everything to plug it in, and it's just absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe. I'm blown away. And I will say this, Koei, like he said in his last video, he said, you know, that this project had helped him as much as he hoped it had helped me, which, it's spectacular. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life, and you can see down here, you can see the, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's letters written on the origami, and then he has put underneath here, like, it looks like little earring kind of things. I mean, it's just, the attention to detail is miraculous. It's so beautiful. I'm so blown away by it. And on the very bottom of it, you can see there's wood hanging from below, and he has it all rooted in this metal. I mean, this is the most unbelievable thing in the entire world. I'm so thankful for this, and I love that it keeps on changing colors. Maybe next year I won't get a Christmas tree and I'll just put this up. Alex and I was like asking Alex, I was like, where do you think that we should put this? And he's like, well, let's move some art around in the living room, and then maybe we can hang this somewhere instead. So we're thinking about possibly doing that. One of the other things we thought about doing was maybe putting it behind our bed.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have to figure out a wonderful place to put this. I don't think you guys will ever know how much this means to me, so thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello. How are you guys?
Oh my goodness. That was so amazing. I've never gotten such high praise from somebody before. Oh man. Oh.
You did such a great job with that,
Oh man.
I'm so proud of you.
I got so much help from my sister and my brother-in-law. I got to make it at their house, and they let me stay there for like 11 months working on that project with Shinzo at my side. You helped too, buddy. And yeah, I wanted to. I know I told you. Okay, yeah, you're doing a good emotional support job. Yeah, you are. You do great. Okay. I didn't. I told Peter that I in DMs that I wanted to continue to always fight for his happiness. And I felt like through this whole process, I was fighting for his happiness, because I can't imagine what it feels like to have something like that happen, you know, and feel like you're responsible for somebody passing away. And not knowing what to do and what to say, and trying not to talk about it with your good Judies on YouTube, and trying to keep it with your therapist. And you know, I thought about that, and I said, I'm gonna make 1,000 cranes. I remember this story from my childhood about Sadako and 1,000 paper cranes. She made 1,000 cranes before she passed away from leukemia, and I just didn't know how to convey how I felt to somebody who I barely knew, who I enjoyed watching every single day, and, you know, maybe had a parasocial relationship with, you know, from afar. And I wanted to show him that he wasn't alone, and that it's okay, and that don't blame yourself, you know. And I hope that you find some peace in these cranes, and that it reminds you you know, that it'll be okay, and that you should never blame yourself. And I wanted him to know that I'll never stop fighting for his happiness. And I feel like I gained a great friend from this project in Peter. And I'm always difficult to put things into words. I can't even finish a sentence. But I wanted to use my art and my heart to do the talking instead, because I don't know what to say. There's nothing I could say. You know, what do you say to somebody who's been through something like that? And I just hope you know how much I care about you, Peter. And I wanted to thank all the vloggerinos for helping me fight for Peter's happiness. And I know we all have a special place for him in our heart, even through our screen. And I feel like all of us in that vloggerino group really want to fight for people's happiness. And I see it all the time, every day. And I love to see that in those people, and I knew that they were the perfect group to help him heal from that traumatic event. So thank you for helping me on this journey, and thank you for, you know, donating the objects that I needed to complete it, and just being so kind and cheering me on and watching my videos. Thank you. And we love you, Peter, and you're amazing. And Shinzo loves you, right, Shinzo? Yeah, you love him. And Yeah. You're a good emotional support puppy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I feel like I gained a lot of strength from this. I learned how to, you know, with setting my own schedule and um, working at a new pace and completing something that I set out to do, even with not having a solid plan underneath my feet, I still adapted and I grew and I had panic attacks and I grew. And I just wanted to thank you so much. Thank you so much for gifting me. He said in his DMs, he said, that was all you, that wasn't me that did that, And, but you inspired me, You inspire a lot of people. You mean a lot to a lot of people. Don't ever downplay that. We love you. And we want you to be happy. And we love seeing you happy. And we love living through you to get to see all these amazing trips you have and all these great relationship talks that you have. And, seeing somebody so happy, is comforting to so many people. So don't ever forget how much you mean to us. So thank you. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad that I set out on this. And I feel like I even had a... I did want to tell you how I mentioned while watching the video that I was visited by some cardinals, by several during the project. Actually, in my sister's backyard, it might have been the same cardinal, I don't know, but there was a cardinal that was hopping through the trees when I was looking for a branch to make the top and the bottom of the piece. And I thought, that's like his mom saying that I'm on the right path. I try to, see signs like that, and there was another time when I was taking a break while working on the project on their porch, and my sister's porch, and I looked out into the backyard, and this cardinal just hopped onto was flying around, and I was just kind of curious, and I just said, "Hey, Peter's mom, is that you?" And the cardinal hopped on the fence right in front of my line of sight and just started chirping, almost at me, in response. It was kind of a little sweet moment, and yeah, I feel like she was kind of with me throughout making that project for you, Peter. So that's amazing that you had a book that in your childhood that your mom was like, read this, and it's called 1,000 Cranes. The crane is a very predominant icon in Japanese culture and religion, and it's a symbol of peace. And I hope I brought you that. So thank you. Thank you all for joining me along the journey and seeing this. And if you didn't get to watch the videos, I have them all on the playlist. If you want to watch them, I think I've got every single one on there. And I don't know how many videos I made. I'm sorry. But yeah, it means everything to me, to hear you say all of this, and it was so sweet to hear you say that this is the sweetest thing that anybody's ever done for you. That's a lot coming from someone who thinks that they're a stranger to you, you know. And we've never met, and we never had spoken before. You know, so thank you, and I love you. I love you all so much. Thank you all for helping me and joining me. Love, Koe. Bye.